Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto News Podcast. We are buzzing as always, still coming in hot from Mexico. I'm looking at myself right now in this video and I look absolutely horrendous. It's been a couple big days. You could literally park a plane under the bags in my eyes, but c'est la vie, you can't win them all. However, I am super pumped to have today's guest on the show, Vugar USI, the COO of Bitget. He is an award-winning senior manager and comms expert with 15 years of progressive on-hands experience, spanning Fortune 500 giants to dynamic startups. And again, he is currently the COO of Bitget. He started way back in the day, was CMO at Be In Crypto. He has worked for brands like Carlsberg, Facebook, Danone, Coca-Cola, Twitter, Sony, you name it. He's done it all. He is also an Edward S. Mason Fellow and holds a master's degree from Harvard University. Not a big deal. Wow, absolutely incredible. Super pumped to have this lad on. Also an incredible background and a great messy jersey in the background. Vugar, welcome to the show, my friend. Pumped to have you. How are you this lovely evening?
Great. Hello from Dubai. I think we are literally across the world today.
Legit.
Beautiful winter/summer evening in Dubai because it's always hot. And yeah, because it's a Bitget office and we've been known for our partnership with Messi for the last 2.5 years. And our office has at least 3-4 signed Messi jerseys.
So cool. I loved it. It's what a great partnership that was. And folks, just if anyone wants a little pretext on anything Bitget related, Gracie has been on the podcast twice. Gracie is the CEO of Bitget. If you want to listen to those, I will of course plug those in the links as well. But we do have a bit of a special subject on today, and this hits especially close. This hits very closely home to me, as I am a Canadian born and raised in Toronto. I spend about half the year in Toronto. I do love the city. It has its pros and cons, but Vugar, we got to jump into it. You guys are finally in the Canadian markets. Coinbase is in the Canadian markets. Everyone is now moving into the Canadian markets. What do you find so special or exciting about the Canadian crypto markets?
I think what makes Canadian market very exciting and interesting is the reason why people come to crypto or turn to crypto, because adoption is driven by different aspects in different regions. For example, if you look in Central America or Turkey, usually it is motivated by inflation. People turn to stable tokens as stablecoins, USDTs, in order to kind of safeguard their wealth in a day-to-day trade. You wouldn't see much people buying into, Bitcoins or Ethereum, but they'll be very much using USDTs. On the other end, when you look into like the Middle East, most of the investment aspect and enthusiasm around crypto is more of a hedging and these big family offices that get into crypto. When it comes to the developed West, let's say, people come to crypto for a long-term kind of an investment vehicle. They are excited to explore, and compared to, let's say, developing world where motivation is mainly about doing 10x, 100x, that kind of a leverage or risky trades, people invest specifically in Canada are more into calculated investment strategies. And also what makes Canada an interesting market, because I always say like Canadian life is so much easier and stable in terms of you compared to US. For example, you got the healthcare, you got the systems in place. You guys just have like a 4 or 5 banks that does all the mortgages, and things are pretty much centralized. And I think that crypto gives an extra breadth or extra opportunities for people who want to do something that is beyond the ordinary. Therefore, Canada has a special place in our agenda. It is one of these exciting markets where we are looking forward to grow. And as I mentioned, because the people who come to crypto in Canada, they're much educated about what they want to do, how they want to build and invest in their portfolios. And I think there will be more opportunities for like average Canadians to explore crypto in these ways where they can do a change compared to a very stable life that is already established.
Well said. Especially with the current sort of economy and economic outlook in Canada, which is candidly, Vugar, pretty bleak at the moment. I'm sure you're aware of, the Canadian house prices are some of the worst in the world, up there with Australia and a couple other countries. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, like any Western, country, It is a dream of everyone to eventually own a home. A lot of places around the world, it's not really a dream. It's, the dream is just being able to survive and provide for your family. But in Canada in particular, one of those big dreams is to actually be a homeowner. I'm 29 years old. I'm not a homeowner. I think homes are extremely overpriced. I also love to travel. I don't want to deal with the nuances and the bullshit of, having a property manager and my tenants, something goes wrong, need a plumber, need a blah, blah, blah. That is just nightmare fuel for me. I don't want to do that. I'd rather hold Bitcoin. I'd rather hold Solana. I'd rather hold ETH. I'd rather hold crypto assets. And a lot of Canadians are starting to understand that as well. My question for you is, with Canada's current sort of economic outlook, which again isn't looking too hot, how do you guys plan to come in and really not just give incredible products and services and opportunities, but how do you guys plan to educate the Canadian people about crypto as well? Because that's one thing that we really, really need. People only know about Bitcoin, and I don't think most Canadians can even name another crypto besides Bitcoin.
I always say, for me and as a person, as an exchange, for us, the main motivation, even though trading is kind of a core bread and butter of our business, usually I want people to come and first explore what the entire ecosystem or how it works before making that knowledgeable decision. And I usually, even for friend and family, I always recommend come get, I don't know, a fraction of a Bitcoin, or at least put like 100 USDT in your Bitget account, and then go explore very safe options like Pool X or Launch Pool, where you can lock or stake your tokens and you can farm the new project tokens, and eventually you will be able to explore, understand how things work, what is the network fees, what's the gas fees, how to sell, how to swap. And eventually you will be getting more and more interesting opportunities along the way. Therefore, for us, the core is not to educate users how to trade or how to buy or what the meme coin is at this point. For us, it's very important how to smoothly onboard users, because I think the main responsibility as an exchange is how smoothly and securely onboard users, make sure that they don't get that negative impact that they heard all the time, and they fully understand what they're investing in, how they're investing that, and what is the investment vehicle is meant to be, to make sure that our users take that knowledgeable investment decision, understanding all the risks. And of course, crypto is really risky. It means there's a possibility of losing all your assets, especially if you decide not to do, like, as I mentioned, like a staking kind of a way or reward pool, and engage in trading. Therefore, I think for us, education is about educating the users in the basics, whether it is not being a victim of a scam, making sure that they don't get a victim of a phishing attacks, they understand how entire protection of the platform works, and then have these baby steps towards the actually coming and investing in the longer run. Because I believe the best education is the self-research, especially in our industry, in crypto.
Agreed. Yeah.
Therefore, I don't want to put all this responsibility on a user, on a crypto newbie in a day one where you have to sort it out. No, come start with the baby steps, do something that is gonna take you on this journey. Then eventually you will be able to do that profitable trade. And as you fairly mentioned, most of the, let's say, Canadian users, also Western European user, they don't onboard the platform for that daily gains or like a futures market. Usually the players or users are interested in a long-term dollar cost averaging kind of a strategy where 100%. They can maximize the return in a longer run or not waste their money, rather than just thinking in a short-term playfulness or trading. While, for example, if you look into CIS countries, we see a lot of interest in meme tokens and trades. And you fairly mentioned in a countries like Canada or let's say European Union, for people like a status of a wealth or comfort is owning a home or having some sort of an asset, while in the developing economies, usually people try to that fast step forward because they know that it's very hard for them to kind of save their way to the wealth, because it's always like a more risk, more reward kind of an approach.
Very well said, mate. Another thing about Canada I'd love to jump into, and not a lot of people know this. I was fortunate enough to take advantage of some of these opportunities 3, 4 years ago, but everyone thinks, oh, the Bitcoin ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs, they're brand new and they came out, earlier this year. It's like, no, Canada actually had ETFs 3, 4 years ago. And it's sort of weird because Canada is so pro. And again, I got to be careful how I say this because there might be some high up people listening here. But the TradFi system in Canada is very innovative in offering specialty wrap products like ETFs for institutional investors and even average Joes like you and I and average Josephines. But when it comes to actual crypto, they're sort of very, very against it. And it took a very long time for incredible firms, some of the best exchanges in the world, like you guys, to actually get the green light and to come into Canada. The most commonly known one was Binance, and Binance got the boot a couple of years ago. Now they're working on getting back in. But 3, 4 years ago, Canada did have the world's first Bitcoin ETF. Fast forward 4 years, now obviously the Americans do, and it's much, much bigger than ours for obvious reasons. But why do you think Canada is so chill when it comes to allowing publicly traded ETFs, crypto-based ETFs to come on board, but then they're so, up your what when it comes to letting very reputable, legitimate exchanges like you guys come in and do business on our land? I really don't get it. Well, I
When
do,
I
but,
was at
it's tough to
university, I
say.
was taking a lot of politics classes, and professors used to always say that government doesn't like competition. I think one of the
Yes.
biggest problems is the self-custody, and we can also see it in Donald Trump's all the speeches about crypto, how he gonna make sure that users have their custodian rights to the assets they hold, because eventually in the ETFs, bank holds the custodian rights to the asset. Users doesn't have that custodian rights. They only have a ETF or like the contract between them and the bank, while holding an actual asset in your exchange or in your wallet. Ideally, it means you fully own it. You are the custodian and you can do whatever you want with that asset. And I think that was a scariest kind of power, and I believe that is the power of crypto when the actual user literally owns it. And I always say it, for example, even let's say investing in gold, it's very hard to carry, especially it's hard to carry across the borders. When it comes to real estate, in almost in all governments, the government has an ultimate high rights to do whatever they want, even in the cases of war, or national security interest, they can come and access your property. Digital assets is the only thing that if you own it, you truly own it, and it can't be tampered.
Bingo. Very well said there. Yeah, it's again going back to the whole Canadian dream about the house. It's like at any given time, realistically, like you don't own your house. Like you do on paper, but if my parents go completely off the rails and lose their minds and start going at the government's going to take their house, but like they can't really take your Bitcoin. Well, unless they find your ledger or Trezor or wherever it's hidden. But very, very interesting stuff there. Another topic I would love to get into is, again, just sort of the products, services, and offerings that you guys are coming in hot with for this Canadian expansion. And on top of that, if you could just talk about any maybe, and again, I know you can't give me the whole enchilada here, but with giving me as much as you possibly can, Vugar, what are you guys doing in particular? What specific strategy do you guys have to come in and attack the Canadian market? And how are you going to differentiate from, the big dogs that are already here?
I think what makes Bitget unique is our copy trading platform. And I think it's an easy way to start trading
Yes.
for average user, because there are 180,000 traders. You can see who is doing a profitable trade. You can just copy it, then you can adjust it. Definitely, there's like a bot trading involved where if you don't know how to research, bots can do automated trades for you. They literally buy less, high, sell high, and take the profit out. And also, it is emotionless. We humans are driven by emotions. Like bots can just do what they have to do. That is an exciting platforms and products on a trading end. We are known for our very strong trading platform. And also, I always say, I take pride that Bitget is one of the only exchanges that we don't have this like a light version, pro version. We try to put it in a simple way for everyone and still have a robust product. But what really excites me, products that go beyond trading. First is the pre-market, when we list the projects that you can still buy onto the project before they come to actual centralized exchanges, because it was always the notion that, oh, once the token is listed by centralized exchange, it already lost its charm. There's no huge opportunities. You can't do 5x, 10x's. That is one thing. I'm very proud that there's a pre-market opportunity to find the gems. And as I already mentioned, one of my favorite products is our Launch Hub, where we have Launch Pool, Pool X, and also Launchpad, where you can explore investing opportunities in a lesser risk. Definitely, crypto always involves a risk, but especially if you are doing a long-term dollar cost averaging with Bitcoin or Ethereum or BGB, our native token, or just USDT, especially for the newbies, I think USDT is the safest way to start setting up your account and exploring more tokens, because you can lock your token for a set period of time. You can always take them whenever you need, and hourly we will be giving you different tokens from different projects that you staked into. This way you can explore different projects and understand how their tokens work, and either sell them back in the market and get your dollars, or you can also, the bank will pay you an interest. Usually our rates are much higher than that.
Way higher. Way higher.
20% annual average, while banks will give you, I don't know, 2%. My favorite way is to stake USDT or Bitcoin, get the tokens, and go explore the project, because now you got free tokens. You need to make a decision whether it is better to sell or hold. And this way you can explore new projects, see what is your price dynamic. And because you technically didn't pay any money for these tokens, it means you can play around. You can do long hold strategy, or you can sell and reinvest in the Bitcoin or another project that you're interested in. Therefore, especially for the listeners who are the newbies who just had Bitget app, they don't know where to start, put $100, $200, as much as you are comfortable, and start exploring things beyond trading, because trading is always there, but you need to be a knowledgeable, like a person, to start trading and do profitable trades. And I know that a lot of new starters, they always come excited about these stories that someone put $100, became a millionaire overnight. But unfortunately, that stories doesn't happen often. It happens very rare. Therefore, in order not to get demotivated, start from the safer end. Then once you have enough knowledge, move to the interesting part of the trading world and doing this futures market or derivatives market. But until then, I would always recommend, like, start safe, play safe, and play with the funds that you're comfortable losing, especially if you are into like a trading or very risky ways of multiplying your funds.
Well said, mate. You're on a roll here. We do need to take a quick break and give a huge shout out to our sponsor of the show. That is Prime XBT. And when we get back, we are going to continue to buzz on everything Bitget and everything crypto in Canada. Until then, huge shout out to Prime XBT, longtime sponsors of cryptonews.com and longtime sponsors of the Crypto News podcast. We love Prime XBT as they offer a robust trading system for both beginners and professional traders. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie or a vet, you can easily design and customize your layouts and widgets to best fit your trading style. Prime XBT is also running an exclusive promo for listeners of the Crypto News podcast. Use the promo code CryptoNews50, that is CryptoNews50, all one word, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Again, CryptoNews50, all one word, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Now back to the show with Vugar. Vugar, you are on a roll here, my friend. Two things that I absolutely love. Well, I mean, I love everything you brought up in that last spiel there, but the copy trading platform in particular, the pre-market opportunities and the staking abilities, these are things when I'm educating my Canadian Web2 folks, the non-crypto degenerates like you and I, maybe not degenerates, but the non-crypto folks like you and I, and they are literally baffled, Vugar, when I tell them that it's not like 4 or 5 years ago where there were, 100% yields and you had a, 70% chance of getting your money back. People don't want a 30% chance of losing your money. That is way too high. We saw it with Terra Luna. We've seen the many shit shows, unfortunately, in our incredible industry. But then there are organizations like Bitget that are 100% legit and don't have any nonsense and do offer opportunities to even receive a very fair 10% yield. If I go to the bank, and we both know there's 5 banks in Canada that run the show, I don't know anyone who doesn't use one of the big 5 banks in Canada. If I give them $100,000 and say, yo, give me some interest, what are they going to give me? 2%, 2.5%? maybe 3 or 4. That's bollocks. That's that's nonsense. Or I can put that on Bitget and get an easy 10-year. That's one thing no one knows. The copy trading, another thing. And it comes down to education, because people don't know that you can just sign up for a platform and start copy trading. Everyone's scared. Oh, what buttons do I click? I don't have the time to learn about this. Literally, just like you said, start with $100, throw some money on Bitget, and do some copy trading. And then, of course, if you want to be a little risky and you want to find those gems, those 10 baggers, those 100 baggers, then you have the pre-market opportunities as well. When do you think we're going to get to a point where the average Joe and Josephine actually is cognizant and is aware of the financial opportunities in crypto? It seems like it's just bad. And everyone's just like, oh, I missed the parade. Bitcoin's too high. ETH is too high. Sol's too high. There's too many scams going on. When do you think this narrative is going to change?
I think narrative is changing, because we always say like everyone will get or buy Bitcoin at the price they deserve. And I think now more and more average people understand how much they miss an opportunity, but also how huge the opportunity is there, because we saw the topic of Bitcoin coming into ETFs. Now the topic of crypto was high in almost in all elections from Argentina to US, and people start thinking about what is it actually is. Therefore, I'm very positive about that in like a very high level. In a user level, I'm sure you know we recently invested $30 million to Tone Foundation, because we believe on a mini apps ecosystem. And I saw so many times in the public transport in Eastern Europe, in Turkey, in Southeast Asia, average housewives, grannies, brothers and sisters going to school, back to university, going to work, tapping and playing. And for me, it is not just that someone playing a game to earn. For me, it is an entire educational journey for a user, understanding what is the token, how you earn it, how you take it to your wallet, how you take it to exchange, how you sell it, what chain you use, what is the gas fee, what you get back, how you can trade for more. Therefore, there's a tremendous user journey. And I believe everyone is contributing to this journey by developing a product and solutions to the interest of the Web2 user or traditional user. Because I believe I came to crypto in 2017. In the beginning journey was that Web3 is so cool, everyone gonna come to us. But eventually we realized that no, we have to go to the people. There's a famous saying says, if mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad goes to the mountain. I think like this time we cracked it right that Telegram had 1 billion users. Instead of waiting for them to come to us, let's bring Web3 to them. And I believe it's doing well. And I think we need more and more solutions similar to this, where the technology is embraced by everyday user through the motivation. And a great parallel to this experiment can be how everyone suddenly started using AI and ChatGPT, because there was almost like a no barrier to entry. It was free tool. It was helping people. And today, of course, most of us is paying subscription fees to OpenAI, ChatGPT, Midjourneys, and so on, because it definitely helps us. But at the beginning, because the experience was for free. Therefore, in my opinion, all these play-to-earn games and mini apps are kind of a free trials for users and free educations for users to understand how to benefit from the platform. And also, as you mentioned, you have the show's main sponsor, and I believe all centralized exchanges, whether small or big, play a great role in educating the users, because we are always the first entry point where people put their email,
yes,
and mobile numbers, do the traditional Web2 login, because the moment you step into like a little bit further to the decentralized wallet, you have to put your seed phrase and backups, and things become too complicated. Therefore, like I think centralized exchanges, we all together, like we don't much compete with each other. We maybe compete in a business end, but from the adoption point of view, we all contribute hugely, whether it's the Binance, OKX, Bybit, whether it's the small players in different countries, regional players. I think we all are kind of the biggest players when it comes to adoption, when it's actually onboarding user to their first crypto journeys.
I've long said that the bread and butter, the peanut butter and jelly, the yin to the yang of crypto is centralized exchanges and stablecoins. They are, in my opinion, everyone talks about, and I've talked about this many a times on the Crypto News Pod here, Vugar. We do need a consumer app that is not a centralized exchange for the sake of onboarding all of the masses. But the two most powerful applications right now in crypto, not up for discussion, in my opinion, are centralized exchanges and stablecoins. Like, those are the two catalysts that bring everyone on board. You have countries like Argentina, where hopefully I will be in a couple of weeks, where, you know, a good chunk of the population is using stable coins because they don't live in places like Toronto or Dubai, and their currency is absolute dog shit, and they need to, right? And it's very tough to get US dollars. And then for everywhere else in the world who wants to onboard themselves into crypto, whether it's Canada or anywhere else, you can't onboard and dabble in the crypto ecosystem without using a centralized exchange. You get on a SEX and you connect it to your bank, or you send a e-transfer in Canada, which is great, and boom, you're dancing. And a lot of people shit on centralized exchanges. I mean, everyone loves stable coins, but I wish people would be more cognizant of the fact that you guys are literally doing God's work. Like, you guys and stablecoins are onboarding the masses. And I think we're in the same boat here. You would agree that these are the two most powerful apps.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Also, like, stable coins motivate the retail end. For example,
yes,
whenever I see it with business owners or corporation who want to accept crypto, they always have this question like, what if the price goes down? What if the price goes up? And then you open up about the world of stable coins.
Tether.
And you have to see the surprise in their face that, like, wow, we are missing, like, this could really happen. Like, everyone is so much surprised all of a sudden that actually there's a digital twin of a dollar that actually costs as much as dollar. And then you can move $1 million with just paying, I don't know, zero fee from BNB, like on Bitget, or $1 in TRC, maybe $3 on Ethereum. Like, people never understand it. Like, I talk to the business and I'm like, you can actually accept $1 million payment, just pay $1 directly. No percentage. And I'm like, no, if you do the same transaction using Amex or Visa, you will be paying 1.5%, in Amex 3%. If you do bank transfer, you'll pay another, I don't know, 1-2% just on that transaction. And business is actually losing money by not accepting crypto payments. And I think stablecoins, centralized exchange, paired with the opportunity for businesses to accept payments, it will be another great leap forward when we normalize all these payment journeys. And at Bitget, we have our Bitget card powered by Visa, where you can directly spend your stablecoins and crypto on like a regular day shoppings. And whenever I introduce this card to our VIP clients and friends, family, they can't understand what's happening. They're like, oh, how is it happening? And I'm like, yes, it is the same system. We don't have to even destroy anything. It just works the same way as a fiat and traditional money works. As long as you have the money, you can definitely spend it, and you should be able to spend it. For me, crypto is not just a way of making money or making 10x and becoming rich overnight. For me, crypto is a way that can change our lives and make it easy for everyone to earn and to think and to spend. And another important point is that, yes, we are very much focusing on Canada, but in Canada, I'm sure the bank penetration is like 70 to 80%, even higher. While in many countries in developing world, only like a 20% of the population is banked, and they usually either have a very high barrier to enter the financial institutions, because holding a bank account, especially if you are a low income, will cost you another $20 per month, which is a huge subscription fee, I believe, in the financial systems. Or you will basically live in the mountains, don't have a mode of transport to go to the city, or you have another limitations. While having a crypto wallet or crypto exchange account, we come to you, you can do KYC at the comfort of your own home using the technology, and boom, you have an access to accept payments. You don't have to do much. You can spend your money using the crypto. Therefore, I believe we have to look into the crypto from many different angles rather than trading and earning. Instead, how we can do long-term investment, how we can spend it and make it a truly utility.
Very well said, mate. You're on a roll here. I know we're getting a little tight for time. Last thing, the huge partnership with La Liga. I believe the second biggest football league in the soccer for my Canadian and American listeners, for everywhere else in the world, football. Second biggest league in the world behind the Prem. Everyone knows the teams in La Liga. Of course, Real, you have Barca, you have Atletico, Sevilla, so on and so forth. Messi, Ronaldo, all the greats played there. Tell me a little bit about this partnership and why you guys made this happen.
I think our partnership with Messi was great, but of course the Binance had Ronaldo, and we always in a crypto environment, we had this joke, Messi or Ronaldo. And I say Spanish football is like a religion, right? Whether you are
Yeah.
Canadian or Turkish or Singaporean, you always grow up Barcelona or Madrid. And I think for our viewers, they can tell us what is their favorite team. Therefore, this time we decided not to have like a one or another. We decided to partner with entire Spanish league, where if you support Sevilla, Barcelona, or Real Madrid, you will be supporting us, and we'll be bringing the excitement of Spanish football to 2.5 billion people from Latin America to Africa, from Eastern Europe to Southeast Asia, Turkey, and many other countries. And why I am excited about this project is that it's not only about putting our logo here and there. It is a very well thought campaign where we will be definitely Bitget's branding will be all over for the viewers on the screens. We'll be doing a lot of watch parties on the ground, and soon, eyes on Bitget. For our customers, there will be a huge opportunity to win a chance to actually play a football in a stadium with the football players.
Wow.
You will not be just watching the game, but you will be playing the game. And I think that is a very exciting moment for everyone. And definitely we'll be having a lot of opportunities to watch the game from the stadium for our clients and partners and definitely traders. Therefore, I think this partnership for next 2-3 years will be key in our communication. And lastly, as you know, I am heading Blockchain for Use initiative, where we are investing $10 million in education. We partner with 60 universities across the globe already. And we will be also partnering with La Liga's business school, where we will be teaching and helping the next generation of sport and entertainment professionals to understand how they can integrate and incorporate crypto. Because for me, again, crypto is not only about trade. We need more lawyers who understand crypto. We need more HR professionals, marketing professionals, accountants. We need a lot of entertainers. We need everyone to understand what crypto is and how they can benefit from it. Therefore, I believe this partnership for us will go beyond and help the entire like a football ecosystem understand how they can benefit from the crypto narrative and cryptos, all the things that can crypto offer.
I love that. Vugar, what an episode. This was a great time, man. And really happy for you and the team jumping into my home country here. Before we let you go, can you please let our listeners know where they can find you personally and, of course, Bitget and Bitget Canada online and on socials?
Definitely across the socials, I think you can just type Bitget or Bitget Global or Bitget Canada to access us. And for me, I believe my face and my presence is very vivid. My name is Vugar USI. You can just use Usi Talk, and you can find me with the same handle across the all channels. And I know some people always find me on Telegram and ask their questions directly, and I always say that I'm very happy that as a chief operating officer, I can listen to all your complaints and suggestions and make them happen fast and forward. Therefore, if something goes wrong or something goes right, I usually don't find it through my team. I go just to my Twitter or my Telegram, and it's already there by our customers. And I'm so happy that we as an exchange, both Grace and I, can build that direct communication with 45 million of our customers and be always there to help everyone to make sure that their crypto journeys is smooth and secure.
Folks, what an episode with Vugar USI, COO of the one and only Bitget. Huge fans of the team at Bitget. That's why we've had him on so many times on the pod. Always innovating and moving and grooving in the space. What an epi. We touch a little bit of everything, the current state and future of crypto in Canada, educating Canadians on crypto, Bitget's massive partnership with La Liga, the mindset behind the traditional Canadian investor, and of course, all of the amazing platforms and products and services that Bitget has to offer. If you guys enjoyed this one, I hope you did. Please do subscribe. It would mean the world to my team and I. Speaking of the team, love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Means the world as always. Eustace, you are the man. And back to the listeners, if you enjoyed this one, and I know you did, please do subscribe. Love you guys. Keep on staying healthy, wealthy, and happy. And we will see you on the next one. All the best. Ciao.